Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over the tank build that I've been using for Summerset. This is a great tank build that is designed to help put out as ton of damage as possible, as quickly as possible. Now, I'm an Imperial, so it does kind of affect things. I do get that passive 12% health, 12% max stamina. I have max magic at 14.2k, my magic recovery is 11 pretty much 1.2k. Max health 34.7, max stamina is 18.4. I have 22.7 spell resistance and 20,000 physical resistance unbuffed. I have 5 points into magicka, 42 into health, 17 into stamina. The boon I'm running is I'm running the Etra, which will give me magic recovery, and the food that I'm running is Witch Mothers, which gives me a little bit of health, but it's mostly just to kind of help push me up over the 1000k, the 1000 mark for magic recovery. Because if I don't, it drops around 700, so almost 800. Tri-stat food. Your max magicka is going to go up to around 16k. Your max health is going to go up to 37. Your max stamina will go up to around 22. Your recovery is going to drop though, like I said, to around 700, almost 800. But you can make some changes to the jewelry. Put on magic recovery glyphs, and you can bump that higher if you feel like you need more. Me, it tends to work out pretty well for me, so that's why I have it here. Sets I'm running Alkosh, an axe infused with a crusher enchant, axe and sword both infused, both with crusher. I'm running two shields, one's reinforced, one's infused. This is usually the bar that I'm doing my reviving on, so I'm on back bar because it gives me a little extra defense. But normally you would want both of these infused. My personal preference. I just haven't changed it yet, nor have I turned this into gold. So my back bar, which for some reason why, when I made the outfit, I was looking at this bar originally. So when I put my sword outfit, the sword on the bar, I didn't realize it was on my back bar, so I had to change it around. So this is my main bar, is my backup, and backup I just haven't transmuted everything yet because I spend more time on my front bar. But either way, Alkosh, what it does, it gives you weapon crit, minor slayer, weapon damage. But the reason why you run it on tank most of the time is for the 5-piece. When you activate your synergy, you send a shockwave from your position that deals damage. The damage it's a pretty good amount of damage, but what you're really wanting for is the fact that it reduces the physical and spell resistance of any enemy hit by 2.9k for 10 seconds. That is absolutely a lot. And it also helps the damage output. So, definitely recommend. Alkosh is always great when it comes to that. But if you're running in a group, I've run in groups where I do not get to use Alkosh because for the life of me, I am not getting a single synergy. There is not a liquid lightning being dropped. There is no Templar throwing shards. There is absolutely nothing. I don't know why. When that it's a rare occasion, but when it happens, I switch it out. I switch out Alkosh for War Machine. What War Machine does is it gives me max stamina, minor slayer, weapon damage, and when you use an ultimate ability, you're in the closest two allies within 28 meters of you, gain major slayer for 10 seconds, increasing your damage done to dungeon and trial monsters by 15%. Sword and board, jewelry, War Machine, definitely, it'll allow them to put out more damage. You won't be reducing their resistance as much with Alkosh. But if you're not getting a synergy, then it's really wasting. So at least this way, with this, you're providing a little more of a support for the group. You're increasing the damage of the two closest. Which normally, if you're not getting a synergy, is because you're in a group with a bunch of melee anyways, so they're going to be right up on the boss anyways, so they're going to hit it every time. But if for whatever reason you have a ranged or whatever, you got to make sure that you're closer to the two DPS than you are the healer for this to really help their damage output. But anyways, but for the most part, you will be getting synergy, so Alkosh will outperform. But if you do have to switch to Showbreaker, I will show you the ultimate to use with that instead. It's very cheap and very quick. Bloodspawn, infused, max health, light head for undaunted passes. Bloodspawn gives you stamina recovery, and then the 2-piece, when you take damage, you have a 6% chance to generate 14 ultimate, increase your physical and spell resistance by 6.2k for 6 seconds. This effect can occur once every 6 seconds. Now this is nice. It helps regenerate ultimate, and it is definitely fun with War Machine. And just generating ultimate and by itself is definitely nice. But if you want a little more group utility, you can go Lord of Warden. It will add more resistances to you, but with this, when it procs, you're already over cap anyways, and without it, you're not that far off from cap, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, Lord Warden, Chudan, they all give you really nice resistances. And you can even go Bone Pirate if you wanted to. But you would definitely need, there's certain costumes out there that I'm pretty sure there's other videos out there that you can find that will tell you what costumes to wear. So when Bone Pirate procs, you're not lagging up there for a second or two when you transform. Second 5-piece set I'm running is Galloway's. This drops from Cloud Rest, the new trial, just dropped in Summerset. I'm running an infused chest with max health. And what this does is that it gives you max health, gives you minor Aegis at all times, reducing your damage taken from dungeon trial monsters by 5%. And it adds 4% healing taken. And at 5-piece, after a successful block, you have a 50% chance to grant power to 3 allies within 15 meters, increasing the damage of their next light attack by 40%. This effect can occur once every 1 second. So essentially, when you're in trials and when you're in groups and they're sitting there doing their waves, this right here, as long as you're blocking, they will constantly get empowered for the next time, every every second, pretty much. It's constant for me. So it's definitely nice. It definitely helps the output of the group. So it is nice to run. Bloodspawn shoulders, medium, sturdy with max health. Waist, Galloway's waist, max health, sturdy. Hands, Galloway's hands, max health, sturdy. Legs, infused, max health. Feet, sturdy, max health. And then I'm running Alkosh. I run Shield Play Enchantment, reduce the cost of bash by 304 and the cost of block by 203, all robust. Now, you could definitely turn these into Triune. If you have the new jewelry and you have them learned, it would definitely help your overall stats instead of just your stamina pool. And then putting Enchant on here. Tri-stats on all your glyphs and your shields would definitely be nice as well. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's pretty expensive, and like me, I'm lazy. I don't feel like farming Telvar, so it gets pretty expensive when you already do your Ebon set. So I'm just waiting for a time period before I put my tri-stat list on it. But tri-stats on everything, or at least the big pieces with infused and shields, is definitely the way to go. Skills. This is my favorite way to set up my bar. I have Pierce Armor, which what this does is it deals some damage, but it's your main taunt. Taunts them for 15 seconds, also inflicts the enemy with major fracture and major breeze, reducing their physical and spell resistance by 5.2k for 12 seconds. Heroic Slash, surprise an enemy dealing with a deep lunge dealing 3.6k physical damage and reducing their movement speed by 60% for 4 seconds. Also flex the enemy with minor maim, reducing their damage done by 15% for 12 seconds. You gain minor heroism, granting you 1 ultimate every 1.5 seconds for 9 seconds. So essentially, it helps you regenerate ultimate. Igneous Shield, call the earth to your defense, granting a damage shield for you and nearby allies that absorbs 3.4k damage. Your own damage shield absorbs 200% additional damage. You also gain major mending, increase your healing done by 25% for 3 seconds. Brings Dragon Blood. Draw on your Dragonic Blood to heal for 37% of your missing health. You also gain major fortitude, major endurance, and minor vitality, increase your health recovery and stamina recovery by 20% and healing by 8% for 23 seconds. This absorb magicka, bolster your defense, absorbing up to 17.3k damage from the next spell projectile casted you, healing for 17% of your max health. While you have a shield equipped in this ability slot, the amount of damage you can block is increased by 8%, the cost of blocking is reduced by 8. And then you run Warhorn. Sound of Warhorn to rally your forces, increasing you and your allies' max magicka, max stamina by 10%, and granting minor toughness, increasing your max health by 10% for 30 seconds. You and your allies gain major force, increasing your critical damage done by 15% for 9.5 seconds. Now, essentially, with these two, with this, you know, your Pierce Armor's your taunt, Heroic Slash, you get that going. And as you get low, you just Igneous Shield, Green's Blood, and you're pretty much going to go back up to full health. That's it. Very easy. Back bar. Inner Beast, I've got it morphed to stamina. If you want to, you can turn it into the magical one. It's entirely up to you. Ignite the fires of hate and an enemy heart, dealing damage and taunting them for 15 seconds. A ranged ally targeting the taunted enemy has a 25% chance to activate the Radiant Synergy, dealing 1.3k magic damage to them over 2 seconds, and then an additional 4.1k magic damage to them and other nearby hindrances. If you got somebody, I've run across a couple groups that, for the life of me, that DPS was running Alkosh as well, or they were running stuff off of synergies. It's another way it can help keep Alkosh up if you wanted to, or it's just another synergy that somebody can proc for their Undaunted passives to recover some resources. Unrelenting Grip. Launch a fiery chain to grasp and pull an enemy to you, dealing 1.5k flame damage. Grant major expedition. Increase your movement speed by 30% for 6 seconds. If the target cannot be pulled, you restore 100% of this ability's cost as magic. This attack cannot be dodged or reflected. There's been a lot of times I can't pull a boss or something like that, and it won't come to me, and I don't go near it, especially like in Fungal Grotto 2, where the best way to do that on Vet without getting the achievements is to stand by the weapon rack and then just where she originally come in, you move over there after she jumps 3 times. Simply, you just use this, and then you just start chaining them to death. It'll keep refunding the cost, so you can just keep spamming it. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage, but you can do something, instead of just standing there, just this. Choking Talons, call forth Talons from the ground, and dealing 1.7k magic damage to enemies near you, then mobilize them for 4 seconds. Enemies hit are afflicted with minor maim, reducing their damage done by 15% for 7 seconds. An ally near the Talons can activate the Ignite synergy, dealing 4.5k magic damage to all enemies held within them. Hardened Armor, release your inner dragon to gain major resolve and major ward, increasing your physical resistance and spell resistance by 5.2k for 20 seconds. You gain a damage shield equal to 15% of your max health for 3.4 seconds. While active, the armor returns 529 magic damage to any enemy that uses a direct damage attack against you, and then resolving vigor. Renew your forces to resolve to healing yourself for 6.8k health over 5 seconds, nearby allies for 5.2. And then Shield Wall. This is the one that you will use if you switch Outclash with War Machine in groups. Basically, it's a really quick and cheap 135 ultimate. Reinforce your shield line, you automatically block all attacks at no cost for 5.7 seconds. If you are not running that, then I recommend Magma Shell if you're not running War Machine. Basically, what this does, to me, I like Magma Shell over Shield Wall. What it does is that ignite the molten lava in your veins, limiting incoming damage to 3% of your max health, and dealing 587 flame damage to nearby enemies each second for 10.8 seconds. While activated, nearby allies gain a damage shield for 100% of their max health for 9 seconds. This, you can use Barrier if you wanted to. You definitely could. But Magma Shell is a good alternative to where if the healer pops Barrier or whatever and it goes down, and then Magma Shell is a good replacement there if you want to, if for whatever reason y'all still need it, or if they cast Woolhorn, you don't have Barrier slotted, or you don't have Barrier, Magma Shell will definitely can help out there as well. It just depends on what you choose to do. Now, there's multiple setups right here. You can run many things right here. You can run Circle of Protection if you wanted to. You could run abilities from the Citric line if you wanted to. There's multiple things, but I use Resolving Vigor here just as another way to keep myself up. So basically, with my taunts, chains, talons, defensive, and then these right here, just these two basically just keep me up, and I can help provide some healing. Although Echoing Vigor is good for group heals, but if you have a healer, then Echoing Vigor isn't necessarily that big of a deal. Resolving Vigor is fine. But if I do VDSA, where there's just me tanking and 3 other DPSs, I'll change this out to Echoing Vigor. So, anyways. Champion points. I have 37 to Warlord, reduced cost to break free. 23 into Bashing Focus, reduced cost to bash. 56 in Arcanist, 49 in Tenacity. 72 into Shadow Ward, 13 in Tumbling. 75 into Blessed. 39 in Physical Expert, 16 in the Master at Arms. These don't really matter. I just have them here for the when you block a melee attack, you can provide a little extra damage. 23 into Precise Strike, 47 to Piercer. These right here, again, it's not that important, but it's more or less for this. When you fall below 20% health, you gain Major Heroism, granting you 3 ultimate every 1.5 seconds for 8 seconds. This effect can occur once every 20 seconds. The 20 seconds seems like a long time, but you shouldn't be falling below 20% health that bad. If you do, for whatever reason, get hit and you do drop, you can just Igneous Shield, Green's Blood, and you're back up to full health. But dropping below 20% will trigger this. So that way you're gaining more ultimate quicker. Ironclad, I got 23 into Ironclad, 15 into Spell Shield, 75 into Hardy, 75 into Elemental Defender, 40 into Quick Recovery, 22 into Heavy Armor Focus. Something there don't seem right, so real quick, let me fix that. It's basically, there we go. That seems better. 43 into quick recovery, and 19 into heavy armor focused. Either way, there you go. That's the champion points. This build has definitely been a whole lot of fun. But like I said, if you're not getting the synergies, War Machine is good. Master Architect's good as well. You'll definitely have more magicka. Both of them do the same thing. You know, the 2 and the 4 pieces are a little different. I think one gives you spell damage, the other one gives you max magicka. So, but the 3-piece and the 5-piece are the same on War Machine and Master Architect. So I think here, the 2-piece, like I said, the 2-piece give you max magicka on Master Architect. The 4-piece give you spell damage, but the 3-piece and the 5-piece is exactly the same. So it's not that big of a deal if you decide to go with Master Architect or War Machine if you have it. But yeah, that's the build that I've been rocking. Your resistances, your health, and all that will go up too as you gold out the gear. But like I said, I have so many tanking sets that I just tend to rock with what I have. But this is Ebony is the main one that I use. So, but either way, this has definitely been a good maintained build. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It definitely knows that I clear dungeons a whole lot quicker with Galloways on than I do Ebon. So I will probably gold this out. When I gold it out, I may make some changes to it, but I will let you know in the update. I will go over those changes in the update. Until then, thanks for watching. As always, leave a comment down in the description. If you want to, tell me how I can help make these build videos a little better. What would you like to see? And as always, thank you for watching, and until next time.